We're going to look back at the scenes at Anfield last night, and it didn't all involve, but it certainly, there was a talking point around Trent Alexander-Arnold.
That is a wow moment.
You emphasize completely on the ones that booed, but you do say that there were mixed reactions. So.
And Trent Alexander-Arnold has come onto the field to, a whole stadium of boos, it sounded like.
If you can win a trophy with your own club, that you support as a boy, what's better than that?
Never let the club down, ever.
I respect you totally, but he has, because he hasn't.
It's his choice.
He's leaving for a Champions League competitor.
That's his choice. Do you think he deserves to get booed?
Yes.
Come on, Age, you love your football.
He's literally going to a competitor.
He'd be lauded for putting himself out of his comfort zone, and the Liverpool fans should have a look at themselves.
Out of his comfort zone, he's going to win every single game.
No, he's
every single week.
Arne Slot could have looked after Trent Alexander-Arnold today. He must have known that was coming. You don't put him on the pitch.
That's what it's for me about, and like I said, everybody's entitled to have his opinion and express it as well.
But Liverpool just switched off, and it's now Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2.
Well, do you reckon they switched off because of what's going on? All the boos for Trent Alexander-Arnold?
Possibly.
Who's playing him on side?
Well, is it
Alexander-Arnold?
Trent.
They're panning onto his face. That has hurt him to the core, trust me.
Right, well, it finished 2 each. There was a game getting played as well, believe it or not. It finished 2 each at Anfield yesterday against the Arsenal, but arguably the biggest definitely for me, the biggest talking point of the weekend was the reaction Trent got when he came off the bench. Gabby, it's an interesting one there, listening to the boys' opinions and varying opinions. I think I'm with you on it, that I thought it was harsh. That I'll always defend supporters' rights to air their opinions and views, but I just didn't think it was a good look for Liverpool fans, who generally speaking are fantastic. Here's one for you, Gab. What did you think of the decision to bring him on? Do you think...
Strange.
Yeah. Do you think Arne Slot should have read the room effectively?
100%. Conor Bradley was doing well. No reason to bring Trent on. I think bringing Trent on changed the game a little bit. You know, it's going to... When you hear your fans booing, players going to be like, what's going on here? It's going to have a negative effect on the team as well. I just felt for him, Ali, because the camera was on him. I could see the emotions he was having. And fair play to him, because there's other players out there, Ali. You know, you've been a manager. You've managed different personalities. You played different personalities. Some players would have threw their arms up and be like, hang on a second. Are you forgetting what I've done for your club? Are you forgetting what part I've played this season to get another Premier League title? So fair play to Trent for holding in them emotions. I bet part of him wanted to have a little bite back of like, hang on a second. But I just didn't like it. And it wasn't all the fans, but it was very loud watching on the telly, mate. And I felt like it was a large portion of fans.
Well, what we'll do, we'll put the question out there, didn't we, to Liverpool fans, to give us a call on 03717 223344. And somebody that thankfully has done that this morning is Ian. It's a very good morning, to Ian, who's a Liverpool fan. Ian, good morning. How are you this morning?
Morning, Ali. Morning, Gabby. Not bad this morning.
That's great. Thanks for taking the time to call us, mate. What do you think? I don't know if you heard me there. Gabby and I, we will back up the fans' right to voice their opinions, of course, and they're entitled to air their opinions, of course, but I don't think it does anybody any good, Ian. I thought it doesn't look good for Liverpool that their fans, who generally speaking I think are fantastic, booing one of their own.
Well, we've got some great fans, Abby. Ali, thank you. I'll get my words out in the end. Look, the contract was up for renewal about 18 months out. Klopp hands his notice in. Who's going to sign when Klopp's off? They've got no idea who's coming. And then you're 12 months in. Arnie started. You don't know what the future's going to hold. And at that point, the club's only going to sign 2 of those 3 players. So he's on his way. Where's he going to go? He gets an offer from Real Madrid. He's done wonders for the club, and it's an absolute disgrace that they boo him, really. He's won us so much. And the other thing as well that they haven't realised is, if they're booing him, what other top player is going to turn up at Anfield and go, I want to play for the club? Well, play your heart out for the club, and we're going to boo you off the pitch.
I think it's a valid point, Ian. Thanks for your call, mate. We've got a few coming in, so we're going to take another one. C's given us a call this morning. I'm not sure C agrees with Ian or you and I, Gabby. C, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, C.
Hello, good morning.
Thanks for calling us this morning, mate. What were your views on the booing of Trent?
I think he's well deserved it because he played us for a fool for a long, nearly a year and a half.
How?
So he's going to sign a contract. He's been given a contract, and he just didn't say anything. He just signed for free. And again, Gabby's good mate, Jack Grealish, didn't do to Villa. He signed a new contract, release clause, go next year. Thank you very much. But he didn't do that. So he deserved what he got. That's it.
Well, here's my question to you, Shee. Here's my question to you, if I may ask you a question. Why, when he didn't sign the contract, why did Liverpool not cash in on him then? Why did they not take the money then?
The honest truth is, the feeling from the club is he's never mentioned it to club that he's not going to sign a contract. He just dragged him and his family dragged along, just pretending they could be. Even last month, when the fans that we're talking too much about him, what was the sign all about? He was always going to go. That's what we were talking about. We always thought he was going to go for the last 6 months, and he's giving the fans. So why can't fans give it back? What's wrong with that now?
So okay, see, appreciate that. We need to move on, Gab. They're all flying in. We've got another one. Joe, Liverpool fan. Good morning. Good morning, Joe. How are you? What did you think, Joe?
Yeah. Morning. I think his brothers threw him under the bus. They're his agents. He's known since he met when we thought Bellingham, he was tapping up Bellingham, that he was going to go to Real Madrid. And Real Madrid have been telling players to run down their contracts so they can come for free. He's not getting any more money going to Real Madrid, is he? It's exactly the same. So he's known as a local lad exactly what would happen, and his brothers, as their agents, which is even worse, they're his older brothers, has let this happen, and they're doing it to Konate now as we speak, are they not? So you have to take it. Sorry, mate. It is what it is.
All right. Fair point. Thanks for giving us a call, Joe. Here's an interesting one. We've got, I thought we had an Arsenal caller. I don't think we have an Arsenal caller. Who is it? Yeah, we do. I beg your pardon. Paul's there. Paul.
Good morning, Paul.
Hello, lads. How are you?
You all right, mate?
We're well, mate. We're well. What a week you've had. What did you think? Were you at the game yesterday? Did you watch the game yesterday?
Oh, yeah. I didn't think we was going to come back, but I actually think them all booing actually affected the game. To be honest with you, I was quite shocked because, players leave clubs all the time, and Liverpool got a rich history of that. I'm an Arsenal sport. We've had it as well. We never booed Van Persie. They never booed Keegan or Souness or anyone else that left the club, right? I appreciate they're saying, well, he's run his contract down, but that seems to be the way of the world at the moment. And I think they need to get a grip because at the end of the day, they will replace him. They always do. Okay. And remember, he's got to live in the area. They're making life difficult for someone who's given them, 20 years?
Yeah.
20 years. And they treat him like that. They're supposed to be a big club. They're supposed to be classy. Well, the fans certainly weren't classy, and I think they need to look at themselves in the mirror because and I was asked when I phoned up, what would I do if Saka went to Real Madrid next year? I said, well, I wouldn't boo him because he's given us a great few years. Why would you do that to someone? He's a London boy. I'm from London. Why am I going to boo him?
Paul.
Just because he decided to up sticks and go and play for the biggest club in the world.
You know what upsets me as well, Paul, is that Trent's Liverpool through and through. He'll be a Liverpool fan the day he goes to Real Madrid. He'll be a Liverpool fan watching their results when he's playing at Real Madrid, wanting to come back when he can to watch games. And now he's probably going to feel like, oh, can I? Am I going to be welcome back to Liverpool ever again to watch a game?
That's disgraceful.
Exactly.
I tell you now, any of those Liverpool fans, if someone turned around to them tomorrow and said, by the way, can you up sticks and move to Manchester and we're going to give you 100 grand, I bet you they'd all say yes.
Yeah. Paul, just a quick one, mate. Ended up a good point for you yesterday. And what did you think, effectively, of the game in midweek over in Paris?
I think if we'd have played like that at the Emirates, we'd be through.
Yeah, I actually thought
we played a lot better over there than we did here.
No doubt about it, mate.
Good luck to PSG. I do believe over the two legs they were the better team.
Yes.
So you've got to take that on the chin. It's as simple as that.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.